Right. Straight into things. Use the program, make a copy. Without doing so, right, the program here can't input anything. Make copy, don't request access, right? My emails get clogged from request, don't request, make a copy, file, make copy. On your phone, hit the three dots, make copy. Very simple. Got Discord. In the Discord, I've not been active recently, but upon making the program again, I will be active again. So send through your lifts, ask questions. I shall be in the Discord answering any questions. If you want to run a more serious program, take it to the next level, coaching obviously is available. Starting with the program, obviously input maxes, and that will help to input all the estimated weights. So for example, if we did 150, you'll see this is now 115, back to 140, this is 107.5. So numbers here are based on the inputs here. As you progress through the program, likely you hopefully should be getting stronger. By the end of each block, your E1RMs may be a bit higher than your current 1RMs. I recommend increased numbers here to make sure the estimations are more in line with where you are currently. So, for example, let's say by the end of the block, you feel like you could probably bench 145 based on the E1RMs. For example, you did like 122.5 at 7.5. Ooh, 144, kind of spot on. Go to the home page, right? Input 145 and everything else will update. Very simple. Yeah. As a beginner, right, your biggest focus should be putting on muscle mass. The program focuses a lot on that because you're going to gain the biggest progression from just being a bigger person. The more muscle you have, higher potential you have for being stronger. So really focus on getting those things in there. It looks like a lot, but actually isn't. 2 sets, 1 set here. Most of you guys, I assume, are doing like 4x12 anyway. So you're really doing a lot of volume. And I can guarantee you, from doing this program, you're going to be doing less work, getting more out of it, feeling more recovered, make more progress. Right? Perfect. RPEs, I assume many of you doing the program will be not familiar with RPEs yet. That is fine. The estimated loads here are here to guide you. That's the key thing, to guide you. Get used to gauging your RPEs. Use the estimations as something to work towards, but really think about how things feel in order to get your RPEs right. If you're unsure how RPE works, just go on YouTube, watch a video. I'm pretty sure there's going to be tons of videos out there that describe how RPE works, and you can learn from there. But yeah, try and get used to using RPEs because it will be very key in your journey for managing fatigue very well and just getting stronger over time. Right? Besides that, split into 3 blocks, each block being 4 weeks. Scroll to the right, you're going to keep seeing every single week. Right? Block 2, scroll to the right, you're going to see every single week. Likely, I'm going to get asked, should I deload before starting the program? No, the week 1 of the program is very chill. The RPEs here are fairly low. I also reduced a set on the week 1 to make sure we're recovering some, energy and getting away fatigue. So you don't got deload after the program. You can run back into week 1. The week 1 acts as a natural deload anyway. Yeah, each block 4 weeks. That means the entire program is 12 weeks. In the final block, everything is aligned for a max out on the last day. So you can use the program to peak into competition if you want to. If you aren't competing, you can just max out in the gym and everything here is aligned for that. I might get a question saying, hey, how come the max out number is the same number as what I put in the program? Because I can't predict how strong you're going to get, right? You should, be updating this chart right here for where you think your 1 rep max is at, okay? And from then, it will work backwards from that. So for example, let's say done the program, it's been going well, you predict your 1RM is probably going to be like 230 kg. You know what, I should rename that 1RM. Yeah, you think it's going to be 230 kg, as you can see, all updated here, right? What else is important to note? I think that is all. Questions? Yando, how come the accessory RPs are different in the final block? Because we're peaking, focusing on being stronger in the final block, the RPEs for accessory lifts are a bit lower to help you be not as fatigued, help you feel stronger on the main day, right? You'll see in the final week that things have been moved about. That is to ensure you come in strong on this day here. So there aren't any mistakes here. This day is blank on purpose. This here, is lighter on purpose to ensure we're getting fatigue in the right place to have you feeling strong on this day right here, where you're maxing out all three at the same time. There was one more thing I wanted to mention that I am now forgetting. Trying to think. 4 weeks. The program's repeatable. When you end the program, you can start again if you want to. That's completely fine. But I'd say probably like 2 or 3 times you can do the program. After that, I might want to move on to an intermediate program. And the main things there likely be an increase in frequency. Benching twice a week is fairly on the low side as powerlifter. Most powerlifters bench 3 times a week. So that is the only thing you'll be getting from this program. So in the future, if you feel like your progress is stalling out, likely due to the frequency, and you want to have a bit more volume, similar on deadlifts too, you might want a bit more volume, and that is where you progress onto a higher frequency program. But as of right now, as a beginner, this program is completely fine. I think that's all good. I'll pause it here. Hopefully nothing more to mention. Yeah. Yes, one more thing I didn't mention is these are all menus. As you can see, all menus. So you can change it to whatever you want to do. It's not set in stone, although what I've got it as for the starting base is sort of like an optimal split that I think is good for most people, right? So changing it, to be wary of what you do. But for the most part, everything should be fine. You're okay to change things up. So if you want to do like alternating curls, that's fine. Preacher curls isn't a must. Yeah. Actually using the program as you go through the program, just make sure you input in the weights and the RPE, and you will get like an E1RM that kind of shows you what level you're working at. Ideally, not ideally, but for the most part, we should be seeing the E1RMs matching, the numbers you put at the start of the program. But a lot of times, everyone responds differently. For example, a set of 5 for you, if you're good at rep work, it could be like 115 kg, not be 6, right? You could be good at reps. You could be bad at reps, and this could be like 100 kg. So don't be too stressed out if a number isn't matching your 1RM, although for the most part, it should be around it. It shouldn't be too far away. If it's too far away, there's likely some other variables that aren't, ideal. And last thing to mention is training days. So you can say I've got Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. The main thing here is the time between each workout. So ideally, right, rest day before the session here, rest day before the workout here. If you can't do that, you can't do that. That's not an issue, but it can be like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, for example, right? The days on program aren't strict. You can obviously manipulate it for whatever you want. If you're going to train Monday to Thursday, then that's what you can do, right? There is nothing you can do to work around that. The program is made out in a way that that should be okay. But ideally, having a rest day before day 2 and the rest day before day 4 is the ideal split that I want to see. Boom, I think that's all. Enjoy the program. Any questions, DM me on Instagram, hit the Discord, and I shall be active answering everyone. Enjoy.